Hello, my name is Steve Herman. Welcome to my channel for mediumship development and training. Please subscribe if you're interested in developing your mediumship. I'm really into the teaching aspect of mediumship and education. That's the whole idea of this mediumship channel. I'm going to talk a little bit about materialization and an interesting story about it. And I teach a lot with this. I teach worldwide, and I'm really into helping other people with your growth, whether you're very experienced as a professional or maybe you're just totally new to this. I'm here to help you. And I've written 2 books on mediumship, both of which are available on Amazon. The first is Mediumship Mastery, The Ultimate Guide, The Mechanics of Receiving Spirit Communication, and Mediumship Mastery 2, Advanced Techniques That Work. Both of these are on Amazon. Both excellent books. So please check them out. And on to what we're going to talk about in this video, and that's about fake materialization. Now, what is materialization? How many of you know about physical mediumship? You know, mental mediumship, yeah, you receive it in your mind, and it's subjectively the medium's experience, isn't it? It's telepathic communication, and the medium will articulate what they're receiving with most forms of mental mediumship. Of course, when we get into physical mediumship, my gosh, you experience it, you see it, you feel it, you hear it, you smell it. I mean, with your 5 physical senses, you can videotape it, all these things. So it's objective in nature, and often involves ectoplasm. It's not like the Ghostbusters. It's a real substance, and it's extracted by the spirit chemists from the physical bodies of the medium and other individuals who are present. And it's rare, but it is something. I've experienced ectoplasm. I felt it with my own hands coming from my own body, and it's real. It's not just some type of fictitious, imaginative thing which doesn't really exist. So, in this particular situation, a colleague of mine who's a medium, he's quite elderly now, and going back many years, he got into spiritualism when he was in his 20s, and he's very well versed in spiritualism. And his wife's really nice. They have a really good relationship. And one time at a local spiritualist church near where they lived at the major city on the East Coast, she signed up to go to a materialization seance with this very well-known medium, prominent medium from the Midwest, who was doing some work at the church for a period of time, one of which was that seance. And when you do physical mediumship, oftentimes you use a cabinet, which is an enclosure where the medium will sit. It's usually draped on the sides, so almost like a little box, you know, and then the curtain goes in front, and you can't see the medium, but the medium sits in there, and the energy builds up, and it's concentrated, and the spirit chemists are able to produce ectoplasm with it. So this is what was taking place. And typically, you know, physical seances tend to be done in the dark. Sometimes, you know, red lights are actually preferable because then you could see what's going on, red or blue lights. So they had a red light in this particular one, so she could see what was going on to some extent. And the medium was entranced, speaking, different spirits speaking with funny voices. I'm sure some of the voices were a bit squeaky too. And at some point, a materialization took place. And the curtain parted, and there was a form that was coming out. It was a small form, very small. Oh my golly, it was a spirit child that had materialized. And everyone was oohing and eyeing. Oh my gosh, look at that. You know, because that's pretty amazing, right? You have a materialization of a child. Some poor kid comes back as presents themselves in the seance room. So, as the materialized form came out of the cabinet, the materialized form bumped the cabinet, and the entire cabinet smashed over. Now, with ectoplasm, it's as solid as the chair that you're sitting on, but you can put your hand through it too. That's when it's genuine, because it can be like a mist, it can be like a putty you can mold and create form with, or it can be very solid. But this materialized form knocked the cabinet over. That's because it was the medium on her knees with this glow-in-the-dark sheet, you know, dressed up like a spirit child. People were really gullible, aren't they? But anyway, my friend's wife was outraged. She was disgusted with what took place, and she just vacated the seance, demanded and received her $20 back. It was only $20. Not $150, not $250. It's only $20 for this fake garbage. I've been to things like that quite a few times. And anyway, why are we talking about this? Is always test the medium. Always test the spirit world. Don't be gullible. Materialization is a fact. Ectoplasm is a fact. I had it come out of my own hands, and I felt it with my own hands. I've seen it with my own eyes. But you have to be careful about things like that as well, which is why it's good to have visibility. Right? It's good to have some, even visibility is a bit distorted, but you know, it's interesting because there certainly are, if we go back, a lot of places where you can go and mediums doing these types of tricks. But the real phenomena that takes place with spirit communication is amazing. So I want to encourage you, continue with your development. Keep an open mind, keep an even mind, and always be skeptical, and always use the power of your intelligence to discern. So God bless you, and thank you so much, and please subscribe to my channel.